and welcome to Roswell's Park for Tuesday baseball between your Moose Jaw Miller Express and the Fort McMurray Giants, sponsored by Ottawa Real Estate. A reminder to pick up your programs at the minimum for break and wheel ticket window to play RBC Royal Bank Bingo and win other great prizes courtesy of our sponsors. Time now for our Stringham Law starting lineups. First, our umpire crew tonight, we have Connor Jocelyn, Brent Chadwick, and Mike Richards. Now the lineup for the visiting Fort McMurray Giants. Leading off is third baseman number 17, Carson Young. Batting second, shortstop number 21, Marcus Arocho. Batting third, number 24, catcher Brett Patello. Batting fourth will be designated hitter number 3, Nick Sauve. Batting fifth is left fielder number 26, Colson Bennett. Batting sixth, right fielder number 18, Braden Dyke. Batting seventh is second baseman number 13, Kaida Fagino. Batting eighth is first baseman number 32, Jordan Breen. Batting ninth is center fielder number 5, Jason Avila. And their starting pitcher tonight is number 50, Aiden Lehan. Now the starting lineup for your Moose Jaw Miller Express. At shortstop, number 22, Thomas Soto. In right field, number 27, William Edwards. In center field, number 4, Chris Franks. Your designated hitter, number 25, Eduardo Sai. At first base, number 18, Darren Plummer. Your catcher, number 8, Gary Swab. In left field, number 6, Jacob Mraz. At third base, number 11, Michael Rago. At second base, number 13, Ben Wachev. And your starting pitcher, number 7, Jacob Gleisner. At this time, we would like to recognize Corporal Jerry Heilman from the Saskatchewan Dragoons, who is with us tonight, hoisting the Canadian flag at home plate. We ask that you please rise if you are able and remove your headwear for the singing of the Canadian National Anthem performed by Abby Hunt.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you very much, Abby Hunt, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw for Tuesday night WCBL Western Canadian Baseball League action between the hometown Moose Jaw Miller Express and the visiting Fort McMurray Giants. I'm your host, voice of the Millers, Rod Peterson. Pleased to be joined by the greatest producer-director in the league, Jenna Moore. And we're set to bring you the play-by-play description of this first meeting of the season between these cross-divisional rivals. The Fort McMurray Giants coming in 9-29 overall, facing the hottest team in the WCBL, the Moose Jaw Miller Express, going after an 8th consecutive victory here tonight. And the East Division leading record of 25-11. Taking a look at the batting order for the visiting Giants. Batting leadoff, the third baseman, number 17, Carson Young. Batting second, the shortstop, Marcus Aracho. Batting third, the catcher, Brett Patilio. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter, Nick Sauve. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Colson Bennett. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Braden Dyke. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Kita Fujino. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Jordan Breen. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Jason Avila. Their starting pitcher tonight is number 50, Aiden Lehan. The Giants are under the guidance of head coach Dylan Cooper. For the Millers defensively, Jacob Glazner starts on the mound tonight. Behind home plate is Gary Swan. The first baseman, Garen Plummer. The second baseman, Ben Wallachek. The third baseman is Michael Rego. The shortstop, Thomas Soto. The left fielder, Jacob Mraz. The center fielder, Chris Franks. And in right, the All-Star, number 27, William Edwards. And we're ready to go. 7:08, first pitch. It's Miller time in downtown Moose Jaw as the third baseman, Carson Young, will lead it off here for the Fort McMurray Giants, who are in their road black uniforms here tonight. Black pants and black helmets. The Millers, of course, in their traditional yellow home tops, black striping with white pants and black lids. The lefty, Glazner's first pitch, catches the outside corner for a strike. And 0-1 is the count here on Carson Young, the Giants' third baseman out of Cloverdale, BC. The 0-1 is swung on and fouled back and out of play. 0-2 on the leadoff batter, Carson Young. Marcus Aracho is on deck. A comfortable 26 degrees Celsius at game time. That's 78 Fahrenheit. The wind east at 7. Some may argue the comfortability of it, but a little cooler than the weekend where the thermometer topped 35 Celsius. This is in high for ball one, 1-0 on Carson Young. Their leadoff hitter. Who's batting .233 on the season. Swing and a miss, and down he goes. And first strikeout for Jacob Glazner today. One away here in the top of the first inning. And the beer batter, number 21, Marcus Aracho, comes to the plate. That means if the Millers get him out here in the top of the first, it'll be 2 Molson beers for $10 for the rest of the inning. The shortstop, Marcus Aracho, comes to the plate for the visiting Fort McMurray Giants. Glazner kicks and delivers, and a swing and a miss from Aracho. 0-1. He's batting .327 on the season. That's fourth best on this Giants ball club. His 110 at-bats are fourth most on the club. Fastball from Glazner is outside for ball one, 1-1. Jacob Glazner, making his 9th start, has a 6-2 record. And one of the Millers East Division All-Stars, this one popped up behind the backstop and just avoided the press box. Came down just outside the stadium. 1-2 the count on Marcus Aracho, the shortstop for the Giants, who wears number 21. Out of Oakland City University. 1-2 the count as Glazner kicks and delivers. This swung on, hit in the air to left center field. Chris Franks over for it, and he will make the catch for 2 away. Marcus Aracho flies out to the center fielder for 2 away here in the top of the first inning. That'll bring to the plate the catcher, number 24, Brett Patilio. On deck, the designated hitter, Nick Sauve. With that strikeout, Glazner now at 52 on the season. That is second best in the entire league behind his teammate, Weston Walls, and his 66. This one popped up in foul territory down the first base line. The catch is made by Garen Plummer, and that will retire the side. And we will go to the bottom of the first. Soto, Edwards, and Franks due up for the Millers. We're scoreless in Moose Jaw on a Tuesday on FloCollege Baseball.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Siemens Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
Bottom of the first inning at Ross Wells Park in Moose Jaw. We got a lot of special visitors in the house tonight on Bark in the Park night, but one very special one from Arizona, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But first, the batting order for the 25-11 Moose Jaw Miller Express going after their 8th consecutive victory here tonight. Thomas Soto will bat first, playing short. Batting second, the right fielder William Edwards. Batting third, the center fielder Chris Franks. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter Eduardo Saenz. Batting fifth, the first baseman Garen Plummer. Batting sixth, the catcher Gary Swan. Batting seventh, the left fielder Jacob Mraz. Batting eighth, the third baseman Michael Rego. And batting ninth, the second baseman Ben Wallachuk. As you know, Jacob Glazner is the starting pitcher tonight. Defensively for the Fort McMurray Giants, starting pitcher is number 50, Aidan Lehan. Behind home plate, Brett Patilio. The first baseman is Jordan Breen. The second baseman, Kita Fujino. The third baseman, Carson Young. The shortstop, Marcus Aracho. The left fielder, Colson Bennett. In center field, Jason Avila. And in right, Braden Dyke. As I mentioned, the Giants are under the guidance of head coach Dylan Cooper. Bottom of the first we go. The All-Star Thomas Soto coming to the plate for the Moose Jaw Miller Express to lead it off here. Named an All-Star for a third consecutive season. That's right, the All-Star teams were announced on Thursday. And I'll get to all of the rosters here. Miller Express, as always, with this hot team this year, represented very well. The righty, Aidan Lehan's first pitch is in for ball one, low, 1-0. The umpires, Connor Joslin is on behind home plate. Out in the field, Brent Cheese Chadwick and Mike Richards. 2-0 the count here on Thomas Soto. For Lehan, it is his third start. Strike one called, 2-1 here on Thomas Soto. Lehan, a 5.12 ERA, a one-loss record of 1-2, and he has one save. Fastball is just off the outside edge for ball 3-1. Lehan from Wilmington, Delaware. And he plays at Keystone College. We've had a lot of Millers over the years at a Keystone, like Bobby Biceps, Jenna? Robert Estrada. And Soto takes ball 4 low, and it's a leadoff walk for Thomas Soto. And that'll bring to the plate the right fielder, number 27, Will Edwards. Your Miller All-Stars are Weston Walls, Jacob Glazner, Thomas Soto, Chris Franks, and Will Edwards. That's 5. Don't we normally get 6? So we got jobbed out of 1? Okay.
We're too powerful to have 6.
Gotcha. 5 All-Stars. We thought there would be 6. First pitch is a fastball in for strike 1 called. 0-1 here on Will Edwards. The right fielder tonight, as he is most nights, batting .338. His batting average has been creeping up as the season has gone along. .338 is 6th best on the club. Soto at first, none out. And there goes Soto, throw down to second. And Thomas is safe at second with a steal. His league-leading 33rd stolen base for Thomas Soto out of Round Rock, Texas. And now a runner in scoring position here with an 0-2 count on Will Edwards with Chris Franks on deck. This one swung on in the air to right field. Sliding to make the catch is the right fielder Braden Dyke for one away. Will Edwards flies out to the right fielder. Thomas Soto held at second. And that'll bring to the plate the center fielder, Chris Franks. He was a no-doubter, being named an all-star for the Millers. A lefty from Ashland University. At the time of the all-star announcement, 31 RBI, 22 runs scored, 34 hits, and 10 stolen bags. He's only up those numbers in the week since. First pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. For the Fort McMurray Giants, Nick Sauvé has been a key part of the batting lineup in Fort Mac. At the time of the All-Star announcement, 19 RBI, 17 runs scored, and 7 homers in his second campaign with the Giants out of Okanagan College. Ball 2 on Franks. Infielder Marcus Aracho, Brett Patillo, reliever Braden Schneider, and pitcher Mark Torr are the other Giants All-Stars, and it's All-Star Weekend coming up in Saskatoon. This one low and away for ball 3, 3-0. Two-day events. Tickets are on sale now. Weekend passes $60 for adults, $40 for kids at the Next Gen Berry Patch in Saskatoon this Saturday and Sunday. 3-0 the count on Chris Franks. Eduardo Sainz is on deck. And it's ball 4 on Chris Franks. He draws a 4-pitch walk. That's 2 freebies issued by the starting pitcher Adam Lehan tonight. And Eduardo Sainz comes to the plate now for Moose Jaw. His walk-up music always has him dancing in the aisles here at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw. Well, I'll tell you who that special visitor is tonight. He is Pete from Arizona. Soto goes. Actually, both runners go. Thomas is held up at third by Michael Gonzalez. The runners advance on the wild pitch. And now the Millers have runners at second and third with one away here in the bottom of the first inning. Did you meet Pete from Arizona, Jenna, when he came up? Did you hear his story? Tonight he is visiting his 528th pro or college ballpark. I'm going to tell you, he is enthralled with Roswell's Park, as we all are. And his full name, Randy Peters from Arizona. He just says, call me Pete from Arizona. Slider in for strike 1, called 1-1. So if you go check out any of my social media, at Rod Peterson, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, I got a photo of me and Pete from Arizona in his 528th pro or college ballpark. Quite a story, quite a way to spend a summer as well. This one caught the outside edge for strike 2, called 1-2. The count here on Eduardo Sainz. Aiden Lehan on the mound for the visiting Fort McMurray Giants here tonight. There's only one ballpark in the WCBL he's not going to. Do you want to take a stab at which one it is, Jenna? She said Energy City. No, he's not going to Fort McMurray. too far away. Here's a roller towards second. That'll get through and score one. Here's the throw to the plate. Not in time. It's a 2 RBI single for Eduardo Sainz here in the bottom of the first inning, and the Millers have jumped out to it at 2-0 lead. So a special night for Pete from Arizona to come to Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw, Canada's most notorious city. They got the Millers on this hot 7-game win streak. Nice night for baseball, steamy and overcast, but there is no rain. Bark in the park night, and he gets to see me and Jenna. Pete from Arizona. Again, go check out my social media for photos of Pete and I, taken by our illustrious announcer, James Gallo. 0-1 the count here on Garen Plummer, the first baseman. Make that 0-2. Strike 2 called from home plate umpire Connor Joslin. I never did go through the Millers' defensive lineup. Jacob Glazner's the pitcher tonight. Gary Swan is the catcher. At first base, Garen Plummer. Second, Ben Wallachek. Third, Michael Muscles Rego. At third, Thomas Soto. This one hit in the air, a looper into shallow right field. And it's a base hit for Garen Plummer. To second goes Eduardo Sainz. And the Millers have runners at first and second with one away. And Gary Swan coming to the plate. Speaking of Arizona, Gary hails from Peoria, Arizona. And a big shout out to his clan that'll be watching tonight from the Valley of the Sun. Father Clifton, Mom Lori, Grandma Danny. It was great to meet them earlier this summer. They came at a great time too. First pitch swinging, a roller towards second. They got the lead runner in the play, but the first baseman came off the bag. That's 2 out. Eduardo Sainz to third. Garen Plummer thrown out at second. And Gary Swan is safe in a fielder's choice. And that'll bring to the plate the number 7 hitter, left fielder Jacob Mraz here, with the Millers up 2-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Good crowd on hand in the ballpark, which we predicted would be the case, as the calendar is flipped over to July, and it's been hot, hot, hot here in the Wheat Province. And a big homestand opening here tonight for the Millers. 4 in a row, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Fort McMurray here Tuesday, Wednesday. Energy City here Thursday, Friday. So great chance for you to come out and catch the Millers in historic Roswell's ballpark. Ball 2, low and in the dirt, 2-0 is the count. Aiden Lahan, 1-2 on this season, as mentioned, a 5.12 ERA. He's from Wilmington, Delaware. Looks in the 2-0. Swung on, and Mraz fouls it off and out of play. 2-1. Strike 2 called, 2-2 on Jacob Mraz. First-year Miller having a great season, batting .297 in his rookie year. Out of Meade, Colorado, looking at a 2-2 count. Here's a chopper back to the mound over the head of the pitcher. Aracho, the shortstop's throw is off target. And Jacob Mraz is safe at first with a run-scoring single, and the Millers go up 3-0. That plates Eduardo Sainz. The number 8 hitter, Michael Rego, comes to the plate. I'll tell you what, opposing pitchers are being notified in advance of the pop and the bats of this Moose Jaw Miller Express team. most recently for Moose Jaw, an 18-11 win at Brooks on Sunday. That was their 7th win in a row. They've just been mauling the competition of late. First pitch fouled back and out of play by Rago, 0-1. Again, that was Sunday, last Miller's game, an 18-11 win at Brooks. Here's the 1-1, swung on a liner over the head of the third baseman down into the corner. That is going to score Gary Swan. Being waved home is Jacob Mraz. Safe at home. A triple by Michael Rago scores 2, and the Millers are up 5-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. And the fans are loving it here at Ross Wells Park. I'll check the stats, but I think that's the first triple of the season for Michael Muscles Rago, and now you know why they call him Muscles. Yeah, that's his first triple of the season. As Ben Wallachek comes to the plate here for the Millers, and we have a mound conference for the visiting Giants. It has been a forgettable start for the Giants starter, Aiden Lehan here tonight. A big how-do to the Wallachek family tuned in from all around the Kansas area. Had a very brief chat with the patriarch Lonnie prior to the game in the minute muffler and break ticket window. I asked him how Alberta was. Whoa! Pitch is wild, head first slide from Rago, he scores. And the Millers go up 6-0 here in the first. Lonnie is up for the month of July from Wichita, following the Millers around. I said, you're the good luck charm, Lonnie. Team has not lost since he showed up from Wichita. The father of Ben, Professional Bowling Association great, which Lonnie's not comfortable with that nickname, but that's okay. I like teasing him. And here tonight, the Millers out to a 6-0 lead as Wallachek lays down a bunt. And the third baseman up with it. Young, he couldn't get the throw off, and Ben Wallachek is safe with a bunt single here in the bottom of the first inning. And it is a bat around first as Thomas Soto comes to the plate for a second time. I guess we don't mind these long innings if the Millers are winning. Hey, Jenna, what do you think? Yeah, there was some concern that the mosquitoes would be an issue here tonight, the Saskatchewan's provincial bird. But so far, they have stayed at bay. Runner goes, and the throw from the catcher is nowhere near the target, and Ben Wallachek is safe at second for Benny, his 21st stolen base of the season. Oh, and 1 the count here on Thomas Soto, coming to the plate for the second time. Wallachek out to a lead at second. This pitch is low and away, ball 1-1 the count on Soto, who walked and scored a run earlier this inning for Thomas, his team leading 50th run scored on the season. Can he better his WCBL record set last year of 70? He's certainly on pace for it. Ball 2 outside, 2-1 the count on Thomas Soto. Wallachek gone. This is swung on and fouled back and out of play. Not to be that guy, but if there was to be a 6th Miller All-Star, you would have thought it would be Nathan Peugeot. Yes. Kind of a slam. He was an All-Star last year, and he's had a better season this year. But what do I know? 2-2 the count here on Thomas Soto. Will Edwards is on deck. 2 out here in the bottom of the first. The Millers have put 6 on the board. Fastball is low for ball 3, and it's a full count here on Soto. Miller's Baseball brought to you by Boston Pizza, Main and Thatcher, 54 Dental, and Canadian Tire. And Soto draws his second walk of this first inning, and Thomas is away to first. And the Millers now with runners at first and second, 2 away, and Will Edwards comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw.
Number 27, William Edwards.
Lights on here at Ross Wells Park in Moose Jaw on an overcast night. Millers have been shooting the lights out with 6 runs on 5 hits, and we're not even through the first yet. Will Edwards flied out to right back in the first inning. Here's a roller down to third. Up with that, the third baseman Young. The throw to first is on time. And that'll end the inning, but not before the Millers put 6 on the board. We'll go to the second with Moose Jaw leading 6-0. Sauve, Bennett, and Dyke due up for the Giants here on FloCollege.
Don't forget about the Bugsies.
Top of the second at Ross Wells Park in Moose Jaw. Nick Sauve, Colson Bennett, and Braden Dyke are due up for the visiting Fort McMurray Giants. The numbers 4, 5, and 6 hitters going up against Jacob Glazner, tonight's starting pitcher for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, who retired the first 3 batters he faced. Nick Sauve at the plate to lead it off here in the top of the second inning for Fort McMurray, one of their All-Stars who will represent the Giants in this weekend's All-Star festivities in Saskatoon. The first pitch from Glazner is in for strike 1, called 0-1. Shout out to the Glazner crew down there in Arizona, Apache Junction, watching tonight. Brandy, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. Jacob's mom said we're very fond of Jacob here in the Band City, and she said we are too. Second in the league in strikeouts coming into the game, and a WCBL All-Star. This one fouled off. 0-2 the count here on the designated hitter, Nick Sauve, out of Kelowna, BC. 5'11", 170. Throws right, bats right. And a swing and a miss, and down he goes. That's strikeout number 2 for Glazner tonight. And that'll bring to the plate for the first time the left fielder, Colson Bennett, with Braden Dyke on deck here for the Giants. Check swing from Bennett, called a strike by the home plate umpire, Connor Joslin. 0-1 is the count. Swing and a roller that'll get through into left field. That's the first hit of the night for the Fort McMurray Giants, and Colson Bennett is aboard with a one-out single here in the top of the second. And the right fielder, number 18, Braden Dyke, comes to the plate for the Giants with Kita Fujino on deck. First pitch in for strike one, called 0-1. Busy night in the WCBL, but there are a couple of weather delays. They're delayed in a rain delay in Weyburn. The Beavers home to Swift Current. Here's a broken bat. Chopper to second. Wallachuk to Soto, turns it to first. And the Millers turn the double play. And they get out of it. And we'll go to the bottom of the second. Due up for Moose Jaw, Franks, Signs, and Plummer. 6-0 the Millers lead on FloCollege.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Need to grow and to create new memories.
Bark in the Park night tonight. So if you see an abnormal amount of dogs in the facility, that's why you might see them right on the outfield camera. A lot of pooches in the park here tonight. Chris Franks, Eduardo Signs, and Garen Plummer due up for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, who have a 6-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Brought to you by Tim Hortons, Ottawa Real Estate and Moose Jaw Funeral Home. Chris Franks back in the first, walked and scored a run. Aiden Lehan is on the mound here for the Fort McMurray Giants, and the first pitch is in for strike one, called 0-1. The buzz in the league, of course, and this is the first time we've had a chance to talk about it because it's the first Millers home game since Saturday's MLB draft. Strike two called. The heater caught the outside of the plate, 0-2. Carter Beck, Saskatoon Berries great from the past two seasons, All-Star, MVP of the All-Star game in 2024, going 26th overall to the Atlanta Braves in round one. Outside for ball 1-1-2. What a story from Cardiff Sask, Saskatoon Berries, and then Indiana State, where he was a teammate of Ben Wallachuk's with the Sycamores. What a great story for Saskatchewan baseball and this league. Inside for ball 2-2 on Chris Franks. Eduardo Signs is on deck. 6-0 the Millers lead here, bottom of the second inning, in the first of a four-game homestand. Giants here again tomorrow night. This one swung on and fouled back toward Peacock High School. 2-2 as Franks stays alive. And what a season for Chris Franks, by the way, from Wooster, Ohio. Out of Ashland University, first season in Canada, named an All-Star. Curveball is high for a ball 3-2. The 3-2 swung on high in the air, left center field, and waving everybody off is the left fielder Colson Bennett. Makes the catch for one away. Chris Franks flies out to the left fielder to open the Millers' second. And Eduardo Saenz comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. Eduardo Saenz gets a hold of this one high, deep, back to the track, and making the catch is the center fielder Avila for two away. Eduardo Saenz flies out to the deepest part of the ballpark, and he is denied his fourth home run of the season, which would have tied him with Chris Franks for the team lead. Garen Plummer, the first baseman, comes to the plate here for the Moose Jaw Miller Express now with none out. This one is hit high and deep left center field, back to the wall, and gone! That is a fourth home run of the season for Garen Plummer out of Wichita, Kansas, tying him for the team lead. A solo shot for the Millers off the bat of Garen Plummer. 7-0 Millers here in the second. First pitch swinging, and Garen Plummer takes it deep into Clark Gillies Recreational Park for his fourth home run of the season. 7-0 the Millers lead as Gary Swan comes to the plate for the Millers tonight's catcher for Moose Jaw. 7-0 the Millers lead here in the bottom of the second inning. 2 out and none on, and swing and a miss from Gary. 0-1. This one swung on, popped up shallow right field. And coming over to make the catch, Kita Fujino to end the inning, but not before the Millers put one run on the board, and we'll go to the third with the Millers up 7-0. And you're watching it all here on FloCollege Baseball.
Coming up the next time.
Can you write his name down? Top of the third at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw. Batting order for the Giants, the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Kita Fujino, Jordan Breen, and Jason Avila, who trail 7-0 here as we go to the third, brought to you in part by the Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop Ultimate Fan Zone, your authentic MLB fan store for official jerseys, hats, T-shirts, hoodies, and more. Game day every day at UFZ. Jacob Glazner's first pitch is swung on and fouled back and out of play. 0-1 the count on Kita Fujino, who is coming to the plate for the first time tonight. Their second baseman out of Yashio and plays at Otero College. Here is a liner into right that'll land in front of Will Edwards, and it's a leadoff single for Kita Fujino here in the top of the third inning. Jordan Breen, the first baseman, will come to the plate for the Giants for the first time in the top of the third inning. Miller is leading at 7-0 in the first of a 4-game homestand. Fastball from Glazner is in for strike one, called 0-1 from the home plate umpire, Connor Joslin. Jordan Breen from Fort McMurray, Alberta. Hometown boy, plays at Clark University, swing and a miss, 0-2. The count here on the first baseman. Is that it, Jenna? Not quite? Can I read your writing? This one popped up, not playable, into the first base stands. 0-2 the count on Jordan Breen. Yes, speaking of the MLB draft, Hudson Barrett went to the Rockies. Former Moose Jaw Miller Express, played here in 2022. Now that was before my time, with his twin brother Grayson, who played with Austin Gurney, there you go, and Dawson Tweet for Eric Marriott. Strike three called, argued by Jordan Breen, but it is a third strikeout in the ball game for Jacob Glazner. One away here in the top of the third. Jason Avila comes to the plate, the center fielder. Oh, they're all together now with Gurney and Tweet. It's at Ottawa, isn't it? In the Frontier League. Okay, he's playing for Marriott now. Swing and a miss from Avila, the center fielder, 0-1. So the Rockies took Hudson Barrett, the former Miller, in the 8th round, 224th overall. Thank you, Jenna. So you can see why they're pretty excited around this league. Says great things with Carter Beck going to the Braves in round 1. Hudson Barrett to the Rockies in round 8. 1-1 the count here on the center fielder, Jason Avila, out of Riverdale, Georgia. Low for a ball, 2-1. Seven 0 Miller's lead here, top of the third. 1 on, 1 out against the visiting Fort McMurray Giants. Swing and a miss from Avila. 1-2. Their center fielder is leading the club in batting average at .344. Is Avila. On deck, Carson Young. This one low for ball 3-2. Full count on the center fielder and number 9 hitter. Payoff pitch is outside for ball 4, and Jason Avila is away to first base, and the Giants now have runners at first and second with 2 out. And we'll go to the top of the order. The third baseman, Carson Young, comes to the plate for the visiting Fort McMurray Giants. Carson Young at the dish. Marcus Aracho is on deck. Carson Young struck out to lead off the ball game. Here's a roller toward short. Thomas Soto up with that. Throw on the run, not in time. Safe at first is Carson Young, and the Giants have loaded the bases here in the top of the third inning with one away, and that'll bring to the plate Marcus Aracho, the shortstop.
Number 21, Marcus Aracho.
Fugino's at third, Avila at second, and now Carson Young at first with Marcus Aracho coming to the plate here for Fort McMurray. With the bases loaded. First pitch swing and a miss, 0-1. Aracho flied out to center field back in the first inning. This is his second plate trip. Outside for ball one, 1-1. Bottom of the third in Energy City. Cactus, Rats, and Brooks tied up 2-2. This one low and away for ball two, 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2, the count here on Marcus Aracho. Mentioned Pete from Arizona. I lost track of where he's sitting. A big crowd here tonight, but he said, what's special about this ballpark of his 528 that he's visited? We said, well, they've been playing ball here on these grounds for over 100 years. Here is a slider in, fouled off down the first base line, 2-2. Aracho stays alive. He loves those trees lining the outfield. What kind of trees are those, Jenna, do you know? We'll look it up. They're tall and they're lush and they're green. And the poplars, that sounds right. Gigantic poplar trees lining the outfield fence here at Ross Wells Park. He would love that, and everybody does that visits this ballpark. Whether you come every game or you're in your 528th ballpark like Pete from Arizona. What a great visit we had prior to the game. Here's the 2-2 on Aracho. Changeup is in for ball three. Full count here on Marcus Aracho. One out, bases loaded, top of the third inning. And this one fouled back and out of play. Aracho stays alive. Brett Patillo is on deck for the Giants. Fastball is low for ball four, and that's going to force in the Giants' first run of the game. Kita Fugino comes across as Gary Swan comes out for a word with his pitcher. Carson Young to second, Avila to third, and the bases are loaded here with one out in the top of the third inning. Okay, here are the accurate scores now. Weyburn Medicine Hat tied 4-4, top of the fifth in Medicine Hat. Energy City a 4-0 lead at Swift Current, top of the fourth. Saskatoon Berries a 2-0 home lead over Lethbridge. They're in the fourth. Brooks leading at Regina 4-3, bottom of the second. And earlier on today, Medicine Hat lost at home 10-0 to Sylvan Lake. That's right, the Mavericks are playing two today against two different opponents as they try and squeeze in some rained out games. First pitch, strike one called by home plate umpire Connor Joslin. 0-1 the count here on Brett Patillo, the catcher for Fort McMurray. He flied out for the first baseman back in the first. This one in for strike 2 called. 0-2 off the outside edge. Patillo from Magnolia, Texas. It just sounds beautiful. Plays collegiately at Dallas College, Brookhaven. Ball 1 on Patillo, 1-2. Nick Sauvé is on deck, the designated hitter. 1 out, bases loaded, top of the third. 7-1 now the Millers lead. Glazner kicks and delivers. Off-speed delivery is high for ball 2, 2-2. Fastball, strike 3 called, and Patillo goes down looking. 2 away at the top of the third, and Nick Sauvé will come to the plate here for the Giants. 4th strikeout for Jacob Glazner on the night. The All-Star out of Apache Junction, Arizona. Facing Nick Sauvé for a second time. He struck him out back in the second. Strike 1 called, 0-1. And now Colson Bennett on deck with Sauvé at the plate. Giants All-Star, as they're out in the east on this road trip, you know, he'll just truck on over to Saskatoon for the weekend festivities. Again, you can get your weekend passes if they're not sold out already at the Berries website. I have not seen that it's sold out, but it will be. 1-1 the count here on Sauvé, swing and a miss, 1-2. Strike 3 called. And Sauvé goes down looking for the 5th strikeout of the game for Glazner. The Giants leave 3 men on, and we'll go to the bottom of the third with the Millers leading 7-1 here on FloCollege. Due up for Moose Jaw, Mraz, Rago, and Wallachek on FloCollege. Bottom 3 at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw. Jacob Mraz, Michael Rago, and Ben Wallachek. Great job by the kid announcer. Welcoming Jacob Mraz to the plate to lead off the Millers' third. The left fielder singled and scored a run back in the first inning. First pitch on Mraz is outside for a ball. Want to send a shout out to the Ransom family tuned in from Lincoln, Nebraska. Kip and Angie, we had a great time with them and their visit up here, making the long drive from Lincoln. This one popped up towards third. The shortstop coming over under it in shallow left field, and he will make the catch. Marcus Aracho for one away. Jacob Mraz flies out to the shortstop for one away here in the bottom of the third, and Michael Muscles Rago, the third baseman, will come to the plate. We've really enjoyed Caden Ransom here in his rookie season with the Millers, DHing. And you know that he's going to be getting a lot of playing time in the years ahead here with Moose Jaw. First pitch swinging by Rago, that is into left field for a base hit here in the bottom of the third inning, and Rago is aboard. He tripled back in the first, singles here, and the second baseman, Ben Wallachek, will come to the plate for the Millers. I'll tell you, with the Millers out front of this division at 25-11 and going after an 8th consecutive win tonight, very hard to argue with the lineup decisions of the first-year skipper, Michael Gonzalez, who there's still a lot of baseball to be played. Shoot, the All-Star game is just this weekend. Runner goes, Rago, but it is fouled back by Wallachek and out of play. But I don't know that there's been a better job done by any skipper across the WCBL than the job done by Michael Gonzalez here this season. With the Millers, the hottest team, up to number 2 in the power rankings, winners of 9 of their last 10, and that lone blemish was against the Saskatoon Berries here on the last homestand. This bunt eludes Lehan, the starting pitcher, and Ben Wallachek is safe with back-to-back bunt singles here tonight. Thomas Soto comes to the plate for the Millers in the bottom of the third inning. Thomas today has walked twice. Both came in the bat-around first inning. And he'll be repping the Millers in the All-Star game coming up this weekend. Runners at first and second, one away. First pitch is outside for a ball on Thomas Soto. 1-0. Speaking of those power rankings for Fortis, Alberta, they came out yesterday. Okotoks number 1 in the league, up a spot. The Millers jumped 3 spots to second. Saskatoon Berries third ranked in the league, Lethbridge 4, Sylvan Lake 5, Medicine Hat 6. Player of the week, by the way, for SaskTel is Ethan Murdoch of the Saskatoon Berries. Their hits leader and star left fielder. This one fouled back and out of play. 1-1 the count on Thomas Soto. Berries All-Stars, by the way, Michael Saul, Tanner Hosick, Ethan Murdoch, Gael Salinas, and Gavin Panks. Ball 2 on Soto, 2-1. What a season, though, for Soto in his 4th. At the time of the announcement, batting .325, an on-base percentage of .444. 40 runs scored at that time. It's now up to 50. This one hit in the air to left field. Back into the corner, and that'll elude the left fielder, Bennett. Safe at third is Wallachek. Safe at home is Michael Rago. And the Millers go up 8-1 here in the bottom of the third inning. A run-scoring double for Thomas Soto. And as the season's gone along, Soto has gotten better, which is kind of his MO. And William Edwards comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw, now with runners at second and third and one out in the bottom of the third inning. Will Edwards set a single-season WCBL record last year in 2025. So not only are these guys making their mark in Moose Jaw, they're making their mark across the league. And the individual honors were great last year, I think we'd all agree. But this team's good enough to contend for a championship when all is said and done. And that's the way Thomas Soto, Weston Walls and company would love to graduate from this league. Swing and a miss from Edwards, 0-2. Miller's lead, bottom of the third inning. Lehan kicks and delivers. The fastball's lined up the middle. That will score Wallachuk. That will score Soto. And the Millers go up 10-1 here in the third inning. And now we got a mound visit. We'll step back a moment. 10-1 Millers in the third here on FloCollege Baseball.
Number 4, Chris Franks.
Worcester, Ohio's Chris Franks comes to the plate here for the Millers in the bottom of the third inning. One out, one on, and a 10-1 lead here. And he takes the first pitch in for ball 1-1-0. Chris Franks from Worcester, Ohio, played at Ashland University. Coming to the plate for a third time tonight. He has walked and flied out to the left fielder. There's action now in the Giants bullpen. The starter, Aiden Lehan, has given up 10 runs on 10 hits. Facing Franks here with a 2-0 count. Will Edwards down to second, and he is safe at second. Catcher Brett Patillo with the throw. It was close, very close. And the umpire out in the field, Mike Richards, delayed momentarily before making the sign. 3-0 the count on the lefty Chris Franks here. Left-handed hitter, center fielder. Throws left, bats left. Fastball is outside for ball 4. Second walk drawn by Chris Franks today. And now runners at first and second. One out. And Eduardo Saenz comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. And again, they're dancing in the aisles. And it looks like that is, yes, indeed, the end of the line. We'll have a pitching change for Fort McMurray. And we'll be back in a moment. 10-0 the Millers lead here on FloCollege Baseball. Got a new pitcher for the Fort McMurray Giants, number 9, Nate Mountjoy comes into the game out of Strathmore, Alberta, with his team trailing 10-1 here in the bottom of the third inning. And at the plate for the Moose Jaw Millers, Eduardo Saenz. Runners at first and second and one away here in the first of a 4-game homestand for Moose Jaw. Sidearm delivery is in for strike one, called 0-1. The starter, Adam Lehan, unofficially allowing 10 runs on 10 hits, struck out none, and walked 4. Making way here for Mr. Mountjoy in the third. Outside with this one. Got away from the catcher and the runners advance. So Lehan worked 2 1/3. Now Will Edwards is at third and Chris Franks is at second. This one laced into center field. That'll get down for a hit. And it's going to score a pair. And Eduardo Saenz is away to second base. Will Edwards and Chris Franks come across, and the Millers go up 12-1 here in the third inning. And the onslaught continues. A 2-run single for Eduardo Saenz. Oh, and the fans are into it here tonight at Ross Wells Park. And man, the Millers caught fire. I don't know what it was. I mean, they had a good first half to begin with, but they have really caught fire of late, looking for their 8th consecutive victory here tonight. First pitch swung on, high, deep center field, back to the wall, and making the catch is the center fielder, Avila, Jason Avila, for 2 away. Literally the deepest part of the ballpark. Garen Plummer flies out to the center fielder for 2 away, and Gary Swan, the catcher, comes to the plate for a 3rd time. First-year Miller out of Peoria, Arizona, very popular with his teammates and the fans. This is his 3rd at-bat tonight. Back in the first inning, he reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run. And then in the second inning, flied out to the second baseman. 0-1 the count on Gary Swan here. Out of Bethany Lutheran College, where he is teammates with his Moose Jaw teammate Nathan Pichot. The 0-1 is low and in the dirt for ball one. 1-1. Nate Mountjoy coming on here in the 3rd inning. He's from Garden City Community College. That is in Kansas. The 1-1 caught the outside corner with a sidearm delivery, 1-2. And a swing and a miss, and down goes Swan, and that will end the inning. We'll go to the 4th, due up for the Giants. Bennett, Dyke, and Fugino. 12-1, the Millers lead on FloCollege baseball.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Get ready for the sweetest baseball event in Canada. All the very best players from around the WCBL will be in the very best city for the 2026 All-Star Weekend. Don't be sour. Get your tickets to the summer's biggest baseball event now. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play.
Top of the fourth inning in Moose Jaw, Canada's most notorious city. The Moose Jaw Miller Express have a 12-1 lead here over the visiting Fort McMurray Giants in the first of a 4-game homestand, and Colson Bennett will lead it off in the fourth. For Fort McMurray, the numbers 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for the Giants. Colson Bennett, Braden Dyke, and Kita Fujino. Glazner tonight is allowed 3 hits and 1 run as we go to the fourth with his Millers up 12-1. Kicks and delivers in for strike 1, 0-1. He has struck out 5. Swing and a miss, 0-2 on Colson Bennett. Out of Camden, Delaware, 6 foot 185, and he plays at Keystone College. This one is inside at the knees, 1 and 2. Trying to think of the Millers we've had from Keystone. There was a pile, Jenna, was there not? Bobby Biceps Picorni, of course. Robert Estrada comes to mind. Those are 2 of the bigger names, but there have been more. Swing and a miss, and down he goes. Strikeout number 6 for Glazner. And Braden Dyke will come to the plate here for a second time tonight for the Giants. He hit into a double play back in his first at bat to end the Giants' half of the second inning. So he's 0 for 1. Braden Dyke, the right fielder at the plate. Kita Fujino is on deck. Glazner kicks and fires. The first pitch fouled. Whoa, straight back. Whew. That came back hot. Off just above the press box. You got to keep your head on a swivel here at Roswell's Park. They put up extra netting here this season, but sometimes those balls sneak through. Off-speed pitch jumped on by Dyke and laced into center field for a base hit. Braden Dyke is aboard with a 1-out single here in the fourth inning. And that'll bring to the plate the second baseman, Kita Fujino here, who singled and scored a run back in the third inning. Jordan Breen is on deck for the visitors, who are in all black unis here tonight. The Fort McMurray Giants making their first of 2 visits on the season here to the Band City. First pitch swinging. Foul back and out of play. Millers Baseball brought to you in part by Tim Hortons, where it is Camp Day tomorrow. Did you know that, Jenna? Are you going to be stopping by there, making your donation? Send a kid to camp with Tim Hortons and their wonderful yearly promotion. taking donations, Canada's favorite coffee chain. The curveball is laced down the third base line, just fair. And being waved around third is Dyke. He slowed up, but he got the green light, and Braden Dyke scores. And it is a run-scoring double for Kita Fujino here in the top of the fourth inning, and that makes it 12-2 Millers as Jordan Breen comes to the plate.
Number 32, Jordan Breen.
That makes Fujino 2 for 2 at the plate today. And Jordan Breen, the first baseman, comes to the dish here for the Giants for a second time in the ball game. He struck out back in the third. And this first pitch is in for strike one, called 0-1. Glazner leads in, looks for the sign from Gary Swan, kicks and delivers. Fastball fouled back and out of play over towards Memorial Field. And 0-2 is the count here on Breen, the first baseman, with Jason Avila on deck. This one swung on and fouled down the right field line, out of play. Millers and Giants will do it again tomorrow night, 7:05. Get your tickets at the door at the Minute Muffler and Break ticket window. And then the Energy City Cactus Rats in here Thursday, Friday. This one, a looper towards second. Wallachuk on that. And his throw to second at Thomas Soto was errant, but it doesn't matter. Kita Fujino held at second. Jordan Breen lines out to the second baseman for 2 away, and the center fielder, Jason Avila, will come to the plate here for the Giants. Now down 12-2. You looked at the records coming in, you thought that it could be a lopsided game. But the Millers jumped on a 6-run first inning, a 5-run third. Has done a lot of damage here tonight. First pitch is inside at the letters for ball one. 1-0 the count on Jason Avila, who walked back in the third inning and was left stranded. Out to a big lead at second is Fujina. Here is a roller towards second. Diving is Wallachuk. Throw to first is not quite on target. And Jason Avila is safe with a single. To third goes Fujino, and the Giants now have runners on the corners with 2 away. We'll go to the top of the order. The third baseman, Carson Young, comes to the plate here for Fort Mac. First pitch from Glazner is in for strike one, called 0-1. No action in the Millers bullpen. Fastball is low for ball one, 1-1. This one hit well, but fouled down the third baseline. 1-2 the count here on number 17, Carson Young, the number 1 spot hitter. So the All-Star Game festivities this weekend, July 18th, 19th in Saskatoon. And then Monday the 20th, Millers into Medicine Hat for a one-off. And then they won't be at home until July 23rd, 24th. Against Swift Current and Medicine Hat. Things get real busy near the end of July. This one laced in the air to center field. Chris Franks back to make the catch, and that will retire the side. The Giants will leave 2 on, and we'll go to the bottom of the fourth with the Millers up 12-2 and due up for the home side, Mraz, Rago, and Wallachuk. And you're watching WCBL baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Bottom of the fourth at the Ross. Jacob Mraz, Michael Rego, and Ben Wallachek are due up for Moose Jaw. The numbers 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Millers have a 12-2 lead on the visiting Fort McMurray Giants tonight, but trust me, they're not turning their back on them. Nate Mountjoy is on the mound for the Fort McMurray Giants here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Spelling off the starter, Aiden Lehan. First pitch swinging high in the air, left center field. Jason Avila over to make the catch for one away here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Jacob Mraz flies out to the center fielder for one away. That makes him 1 for 3 at the plate tonight. And Michael Rego comes to the plate here for the Millers. Rego, 5'10", 180 from Bensonville, Illinois. Side armor, swing and a miss from Rego, strike one, 0-1. Michael today has tripled, singled, and scored 2 runs. Does a little Elvis Presley hip twist there as he digs in and then clubs this one down toward third. Jumping on that, the third baseman Young, and his throw over to first is on time for 2 away. Michael Rego grounds out to the third baseman.
Number 13, Ben Wallachek.
And we'll go to the number 9 hitter, Ben Wallachek. Out of Missouri Western, the third college for which he's suited up in his U.S. collegiate career. Ben chokes up on the bat here. 2 out, none on. Bottom of the fourth, facing Nate Mountjoy here. And the first pitch is in there for strike one, called 0-1. Ben always likes to look at the first one. He's laid down a pair of bunt singles here tonight. This is his third plate trip. Outside for ball 1-1-1. Wallachek batting .351 on the season, 5th best on the club. Coming into today, 111 at-bats. And his 20 stolen bases, second best on the club. He has stolen 1 tonight. Curveball is in for strike 2, called 1-2. Ben looked back at the home plate umpire. You sure? 1-2 the count of the second baseman. Thomas Soto on deck. Mountjoy looks in for the sign from the catcher, Brett Patillo. Fastball jumped on. A one-hopper down to third. On it, the third baseman Young with a throw over in time, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. Ben Wallachek grounds out to the third baseman. And we'll go to the fifth with the Millers up 12-2, and due up for the Giants, Aracho, Patillo, and Sauve. and you're watching Western Canadian Baseball League action on FloCollege.
This July, the Okotoks Dogs and Baseball Canada will host the Road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup National Championship at the Seaman Stadium Complex from July 14th to 19th. Come watch the top 16 youth baseball teams from across the country. These are the future stars of Canadian baseball, tomorrow's collegiate standouts and professional players, all chasing a national championship. Don't miss a week of elite competition, unforgettable moments, and the future of Canadian baseball in Okotoks.
Aracho will lead it off here in the top of the 5th inning. Marcus Aracho, Brett Patillo, and Nick Sauve due up for the visitors. Fort McMurray trailing Moose Jaw 12-2 on the road here tonight. Jacob Glazner's first pitch is a curveball swung on. Will Edwards prancing after it, and he'll make the catch just inside fair territory for one away. Marcus Aracho flies out to the right fielder. I'll tell you what, Will Edwards known more for his exploits at the plate, but he can get it done out in the field as well. One away here in the top of the 5th inning, as the catcher, Brett Patillo, comes to the plate here for Fort McMurray from Magnolia, Texas. Plays at Dallas College, Brookhaven. He's 0 for 2 at the plate tonight. Flied out to the first baseman and struck out. Jacob Glazner working into the 5th inning. Had a great chat with Jeff Freeborn on my daytime talk show Monday. Talked about the decisions that have gone into the pitching decisions here in Moose Jaw. This one fouled down the first base line, and making the catch, Garen Plummer, just inside the boundary for 2 away. Brett Patillo flies out to the first baseman. Nick Sauve, the designated hitter, comes to the plate. He said in the case of a Weston Walls, who leads the WCBL in innings pitched and strikeouts by a mile, Freeborn said we don't got to worry about sending him back to college. He's graduated. So it makes it very easy to leave Weston Walls in certain games. But he said this is a coaching staff which relies far less on analytics than most at the collegiate and pro level, and go more by feel and the eye test. And that was music to my ears. Swing and a miss from Nick Sauve, 1-1. And can you argue with the results these guys have had this year? #1 staff, hottest team in the division. Fastball off the outside edge for strike 2, called 1-2. Great chat with Jeff Freeborn, and the players want to know if their coach has been there, done that, and Freeborn has played professionally on 6 continents in his playing days, and currently scouts for the Cincinnati Reds as well. We went over the MLB draft. There's a great chat with Jeff Freeborn, the Millers pitching coach. Curveball hit back to the mound. Glazner bobbled it initially as he tried to barehand it, and then did, and then helps out his own cause with the throw to first in time. Nick Sauve grounds out to the pitcher. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning, and we'll go to the bottom of the 5th with the Millers up 12-2. Soto, Edwards, and Franks due up for Moose Jaw here on FloCollege. Millers baseball brought to you in part by Stringham Law, Hawks Agro, Molson, and Elk Ridge Glass. We know glass. Call them 631-0883. It's the Millers half of the fifth inning, and Thomas Soto will come to the plate for a fourth time. Will Edwards and Chris Franks are on deck for the Millers. Thomas tonight has walked twice and doubled. An RBI double back in the third inning. Millers have a 12-2 lead here as they go after their 8th victory in a row. The sidearm delivery is caught the outside edge of the strike zone. 0-1 here on Soto. Thomas out of Round Rock High School. Swing and a miss from Soto, 0-2. And now you can find him at the University of Texas at Dallas. When he left after his third season last year, he was undecided if he was going to come back. I'm pretty sure if he asked him now, he'd be glad that he did. The 0-2 swung on, and making a leaping catch out in left field is the left fielder Colson Bennett for one away. Very calmly making that catch too, by the way. Leaving his feet to make it, Thomas Soto flies out to the left fielder for one away. And Will Edwards will come to the plate here for the Millers for a fourth time tonight. Will tonight is flied out to right, grounded out to third, and then walked, scored a run. I think everybody's happy to be part of this club this year with a legit chance to win it all. Best team we've had in my time, and that's saying something. We went to the league final in 2024 before succumbing a very painful loss in the bottom of the ninth of the third and deciding game at Okotoks. Solo home run by them. Lost out in round one of the playoffs last year to the Berries, and the good thing about this Millers team, picking up steam right at the midway point. 1-1 the count on Edwards. This one swung on high and deep down the left field line, foul. 1-2 the count now on Will Edwards. Now the Millers have beaten everybody soundly. There's no reason to think that they won't be playing into mid to late August this year, which is a great feeling. 1-2 the count here on the 6'3" Australian Will Edwards. Well outside with this one, 2-2. Millers and Giants will do it again tomorrow night, 7:05 first pitch. Get your tickets at the door, the Minute Muffler and Break ticket window. The 2-2 from Nate Mountjoy. Here is a roller to third. Young up with that. And his throw over is in time for two away. Will Edwards grounds out to the third baseman. And that'll bring to the plate Chris Franks. Carson Young's had a busy day at the hot corner for the Giants and been very good over there. Out of Cloverdale, BC, plays at Douglas College, their third baseman. Chris Franks, the center fielder, comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw for a fourth time. As you see, the lights on here at Ross Wells Park on a perfect night for baseball. The fastball delivery from Mountjoy is in for strike one call, 0-1. Chris Franks today has walked twice and flied out to the left fielder. One of 5 All-Stars for the Millers is Chris Franks. Here's a roller down toward first. Fielded by Breen. He'll step on the bag, and that'll end the inning. Chris Franks grounds out to the first baseman. And we will go to the top of the 6th inning with Bennett, Dyke, and Fugino due up for the visitors. 12-2 the Millers lead here on FloCollege.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Leading off for Fort McMurray, number 26, Colson Bennett.
Top of the 6th inning now here in Moose Jaw. Jacob Glazner working into the 6th for the home side. Colson Bennett, the left fielder, will lead it off. The number 5 hitter, Braden Dyke and Keita Fugino due up for Fort McMurray. First pitch from the lefty. Glazner is in there for strike 1 called. 0-1. Millers Baseball brought to you in part by Heartland Financial Group, Moose Jaw Toyota, Prairie Spring Water, and CJ Trailers. 0-1 the count here on Colson Bennett, the left fielder. Glazner kicks and delivers. Swung on, high in the air to right center field. Right in the gap, and that'll land on the track. Franks fielding it at the wall, rounding second on his way to third, and in with the slide is Colson Bennett with a lead-off triple here in the 6th inning.
Number 18, Braden Dyke.
For Colson Bennett, that is his first triple of the season. And it's got him quiet here in Ross Wells Park as Braden Dyke, the right fielder, comes to the plate here for the visitors for a 3rd time. He hit into a double play back in the 2nd and singled in the 4th. Giants already now with a runner in scoring position and none away. The curveball from Glazner is in for ball 1 inside at the knees, 1-0. Glazner making his 9th start, has a record of 6-2 and a 7.13 ERA. Not much doubt that he was going to be an all-star. Ball 2 on Dyke, 2-0. This one fouled back and out of play. 2-1 the count here on Braden Dyke. This one in the air to right. Ben Wallachuk dropping back, waving everybody off, makes the catch, and he holds the runner at 3rd. Nice arm by Wallachuk. Braden Dyke flies out to the second baseman for 1 away. And Keita Fugino will come to the plate here for the Giants with 1 on and 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. Fugino today is singled and doubled. This is his third at bat. Glazner kicks and delivers, swung on and fouled back and out of play. 0-1. Out of town now. Medicine Hat a 7-5 lead over Weyburn there in the top of the 8th at Athletic Park in Medicine Hat. Energy City a 5-0 lead at Swift Current there in the 6th. Lethbridge and Saskatoon tied 4-4 in the 6th inning. Got to keep an eye on those Berries, as the Millers and Berries, who are fashioning quite a rivalry, are battling for top spot in the East. I think everybody knows all that matters is claiming a playoff spot, that anything can happen, but a banner, a pennant would be nice to win the East. The curveball touched foul down the first base line by Fugino. 0-2 the count. So Lethbridge and Saskatoon tied 4-4 at the next gen patch at Cairns Field. Brooks Bombers a 7-2 lead at Regina in the 5th. The defending champion Red Sox having a tough season, coming back after winning it all last year, and a thrilling league final against Sylvan Lake. 1-2 the count here against Kita Fugino. Curveball is outside for ball 2, 2-2. And then earlier on today, Sylvan Lake tattooed Medicine Hat 10-0 at Athletic Park. That's right, the Mavericks played 2 games today against 2 different opponents as they try and get some makeup games in. This one fouled off and out of play in toward the visitors' bullpen. 2-2 the count on Fugino. Jordan Breen is on deck here for the Giants, who trailed 12-2 in the 6th. And this one ripped foul down the first base line. Fugino stays alive at 2-2. Millers Baseball brought to you by Gap Athletic Performance. That's Gotsa League Athletic Performance. Casino Moose Jaw up late, so are we. Casino Moose Jaw and Westrom Lumber. The curve is fouled down the third base line. Fugino stays alive at 2-2. Again, the first baseman, Jordan Breen, is on deck. Runner at third, 1 out here for the Giants in their 6th. This one hit in the air to right. Will Edwards back toward the track, makes the catch. And Fugino will score uncontested, counted a sac fly, Bennett will score, counted a sac fly for Fugino, who flies out to right. And with 2 away, Jordan Breen comes to the plate here for the Fort McMurray Giants. That makes it 12-3 Millers in the 6th. The first baseman, Jordan Breen, comes to the plate for the visitors. Today, he is struck out and lined out to the second baseman. This one fouled down the first base line. 1-1 the count here on Breen. Their third baseman from Fort McMurray, Alberta, 6'2", 200, plays at Clark University. The 1-1 inside at the knees for ball 2. 12-3 the Millers lead now in the 6th as they are after their 8th consecutive win here tonight. This one laced into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. And Jordan Breen is aboard with a 2-out single here in the 6th inning. Now the Millers haven't lost since they split that doubleheader here 2 weekends ago against the Saskatoon Berries. And what a battle they're having atop the East Division standings, which I expect will go right down to the wire. As we say, it's not imperative to finish first, but if you have a shot, why wouldn't you? Here's a roller toward first. Garen Plummer dives to the bag, and he got there in time ahead of the hitter. For 3 out. Jason Avila grounds out to the first baseman, and Garen Plummer has been all over the field here tonight. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th with the Millers up 12-3 and due up for Moose Jaw. Signs, Plummer, and Swan here on FloCollege. Back at Moose Jaw's Roswell's Park, Rod Peterson, Jenna Moore with you. Thanks for joining us for WCBL baseball on a Tuesday night here on FloCollege. The Moose Jaw Millers opening up a 4-game homestand here tonight with the Fort McMurray Giants in town tonight and tomorrow. Energy City Cactus Rats Thursday, Friday, before we all break for the All-Star festivities up in Saskatoon Saturday, Sunday. 12-3 the Millers lead here, as Eduardo Signs will lead it off here for the home side, the designated hitter out of Laredo, Texas. And Texas A&M International. Signs, Plummer, and Swan due up for the black and yellow. Eduardo Signs tonight has a pair of singles and fly it out to the center fielder. The man they call Eddie at the plate for a 4th time. Takes the first pitch low and away for a ball, 1-1-0. Nate Mountjoy is on the mound for the Giants, and there's action in their bullpen now. He came on in the 3rd with 1 out. And a 10-1 Millers lead at the time. It's now 12-3 Moose Jaw here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mountjoy kicks and delivers right down the pipe for strike 1 called, 1-1. Ball 2 outside, 2-1 the count here on Eduardo. Millers baseball for Roto's Pizza, the Mad Greek Eatery, downtown Moose Jaw, Devo's Car Wash, and Deja Vu Cafe. 2-1 the count here on Eduardo Signs. The DH and number 4 hitter, Mountjoy, kicks and delivers, swung on high right field. Coming in to make the play is Dyke, and he can't make the catch. He slid and got a hand on it, but he couldn't squeeze it, and it is a leadoff single for Eduardo. Now they're calling it an error on the right fielder. And Garen Plummer will come to the plate here for Moose Jaw in the bottom of the 6th inning. From Wichita, Kansas, he plays at Fairleigh Dickinson University. Garen Plummer has been stellar tonight, particularly in the field, but also at the plate. He homered back in the 2nd inning, a solo shot. What a ball player this guy is. First pitch, swinging, jumped on, and it'll get down in center field for a single. And around second goes Eduardo, signs to third, and he's safe. Gary Swan comes to the plate now, the catcher for the Millers, who have a 12-3 lead. Runners at second and third, and none out. And again, there is action up in the Giants bullpen here. None out, runners at second and third as Nate Mountjoy licks his fingers and looks in for the sign. And he steps off. Gary Swan today has reached on a fielder's choice, flied out to the second baseman, and struck out. Well outside with the first pitch, 1-0 the count here on Gary Swan out of Bethany Lutheran College. This one low and inside at the knees, ball 2 on Gary. Bark in the Park night tonight here in Moose Jaw. So if your cameras have picked up a few canines and you wonder what's the deal, that's what it is. Yearly promotion, Bark in the Park. Bring your dog to the ballpark, and a lot of folks have taken advantage of that. 2-0 the count here on Gary Swan. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Jacob Mraz is on deck here for Moose Jaw. This one fouled off and out of play. 2-2 on Gary.
Glass, call 631-0883.
Fastball in the dirt, 3-2. Payoff pitch coming from Nate Mountjoy. And this one, a roller down towards third. Young up with that. A bullet to first is on time for one away. Gary Swan grounds out to the third baseman. And that will bring to the plate the left fielder, number 6, Jacob Mraz. The switch hitting left fielder will hit from the left side of the plate against the righty Nate Mountjoy here. Well, Nate Mountjoy would be in trouble with the pitch clock, I'll tell you that. Mraz today is singled, flied out to the shortstop, and flied out to the center fielder. 1-4-3 is Mraz. He takes the first pitch in for strike one, called 0-1. Jacob Mraz at the plate. Michael Rago is on deck. The Millers lead 12-3 here in their 6th. This one hit in the air to the gap, right center field. That will score signs. Plummer waved around third and put 2 more on the board. A 2-run single for Jacob Mraz here in the 6th inning. has given the Millers a 14-3 lead. And looks like we may have a pitching change. Hang on. Either way, yeah, we got a pitching change for the Giants. We'll be back in a moment. 14-3, the Millers lead in the sixth here on FloCollege Baseball. Pitching change for the Fort McMurray Giants coming into the game, number 7, Riley Burns, another Fort McMurray boy who plays at the University of Calgary, replacing Nate Mountjoy, who unofficially worked 3 1/3, allowed 4 runs on 3 hits, walked 2, and struck out none. Michael Rago is at the plate here for Moose Jaw. First pitch swinging, fouled off and out of play, 0-1. The lefty, Riley Burns, comes into the game for Fort McMurray here, trailing 14-3 in the sixth with 1 out and runners at second and third. Riley Burns has started 4 games on the season. He's come in a relief role here tonight, has an 11.63 ERA. Throw over to first, and back in time is Jacob Mraz. 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the sixth. Burns has pitched 24 innings on the season. Well outside with this one, 2-1. Speaking with Jeff Freeborn again on our daytime talk show, the Rod Peterson Show. Jeff Freeborn saying by this point in the season, you got a pretty good feel for how long guys are just good for. Strike 2 called 2-2 here on Jacob Mraz. On Michael Rago, sorry. Are you a 1-inning guy? They got a book on all their guys. Again, it kind of depends if guys are going to play collegiately in the fall or not. They certainly don't want to wear guys out, but the way the pitching's gone this season, big reason why the Millers are in first place at 25-11 and looking for their 8th straight win tonight. This one swung on, popped up in foul territory down the right field line, and unable to get there is the second baseman, Fagino. Full count here on Michael Rago. He almost got there. E for effort for the second baseman, Kita Fagino. One on, one out, and a full count here on Michael Rago, the third baseman from Bensonville, Illinois. This one swung on in the air to right. This is in fair territory and sliding. Unable to make the catch is the right fielder, Braden Dyke. And Michael Rago is safe with a single here in the bottom of the sixth inning. To second goes Jacob Mraz, and the Millers now have runners at first and second with one out. I think Dyke is arguing, was that ball in fair territory, but the first base ump, Chadwick, doesn't miss those. And that'll bring to the plate Ben Wallachek here in the sixth inning. Ben today has laid down 2 bunt singles and grounded out to the shortstop. Comes to the plate here with 1 out in the bottom of the sixth. Two and oh, the count here on Wallachek. This one is in the dirt out front. Ben actually had hit him. And he'll take first, and the bases are loaded here in the sixth inning for the Millers with 1 away. Ben Wallachek, a hit batsman.
Number 22, Thomas Soto.
We go to the top of the order, and Thomas Soto comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. I tell you what, quiet in the ballpark with the Millers leading at 14-3 now, and the chance to even bust that even more wide open here with Thomas Soto at the plate. And the first pitch, a curve from the lefty. Burns is in for strike 1 called, 0-1 on Thomas. This one low for a ball, 1-1. Soto today walked twice, doubled, and flied out to the left fielder. This one swung on by Soto and fouled back and out of play, 1-2. I don't know who made a catch over here in the stands, but they're getting a nice ovation. Do you see that, Jenna? A kid caught it? Nice. This is like bring your kid to the ballpark night. I think it's bring your kid and leave them at the ballpark night. And this one, wild, high and outside. That's going to score a run as Jacob Mraz plates. And it's 15-3 for the Millers. Here's the 2-2 on Soto. Outside for ball 3, and we got a full count. Runners now at second and third, and 1 away. Rago at third, Wallachek at second. This one laced in the air to center field. And making the catch is the center fielder Vila, and that will score a run. Sac fly for Thomas Soto. But Michael Rago scores, and it's now 16-3 for the Millers in the sixth as William Edwards comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. As I said at the outset, just judging by the records, you thought this game and two-game set would have the opportunity to not be close, but this one has really got away on the Giants. 16-3 now, the Millers lead in the sixth inning as Will Edwards comes to the plate for a fifth time. Sidearm delivery from the lefty is outside for ball one, 1-0. That one is right down the pipe of the fastball, 1-1 on Edwards. Will today has flied out to right, grounded out to third, walked, and grounded out to the first baseman. This is his fifth at bat. This one swung on high in the air, shallow right field. Fugino there to make the catch, and that will end the inning. But not before the Millers score 4, and we'll go to the seventh with the home side up 16-3. And due up for the Giants, Young, Aracho, and Patillo. And you're watching WCBL Baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Leading off for Fort McMurray, number 17, Carson Young. He's our Molson beer banner. If he gets out,
Top of the seventh.
in the Park Hotel Beer Gardens.
At the Ross, Carson Young, Marcus Aracho, and Brett Patillo due up for Fort McMurray, the numbers 1, 2, and 3 hitters here in the seventh inning. Jacob Glazner working into the seventh for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. First pitch, swinging 0-1. Glazner making his 9th start of the season. He's pitched 41 2/3 innings coming in, second only to Weston Wall's 59 2/3. This one hit high in the air to right. And Will Edwards back to make the catch under the lights. For one away, Carson Young flies out to right to lead off the sixth. And Marcus Aracho comes to the plate here for Fort McMurray in the seventh with one away. Marcus Aracho from Arecibo. Puerto Rico. This one hit in the air to left. Jacob Mraz racing in, makes the sliding catch in left field. Jacob Glazner getting some help out in the field at this point in the ball game. Marcus Aracho flies out to the left fielder for 2 away, and Brett Patillo, the catcher, comes to the plate here for Fort McMurray. First pitch from Glazner, hit high in the air, right center field. Chris Franks comes over to make the catch. He comes under it for 3 away, a 3 up, 3 down. And we'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Franks, Signs, and Plummer due up for Moose Jaw, who lead at 16-3 here on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archive game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Get ready for the sweetest baseball event in Canada. All the very best players from around the WCBL will be in the very best city for the 2026 All-Star Weekend. Don't be sour. Get your tickets to the summer's biggest baseball event now. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play.
For McMurray, pitching change down the mound, number 8, Dalen Gonzalez. Leading off for the Miller Express, number 4, Chris Franks.
Bottom of the 7th here in Moose Jaw. 16-3, the Millers lead the Fort McMurray Giants, and there is a pitching change for the visitors coming into the game here in the 7th. Reliever number 8, Dayan Gonzalez, spelling off Riley Burns as he faces Chris Franks to open the Millers' 7th. Franks, Signs, and Plummer due up for Moose Jaw after their 8th straight win tonight. First spit swinging by Franks. It's fouled off and out of play. 0-1, foul ball for Elk Ridge Glass. Dayan Gonzalez from Spain. Getting an eyeball and some playing time in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan tonight, coming into the game with his team down 16-3. Strike one called. Sorry, that's in for a ball, 1-1. Riley Burns unofficially went 1 2/3 innings, allowed 2 runs on 1 hit. Struck out none, walked none. Making way for Dayan Gonzalez here. He is the 4th pitcher used for the Giants. Jacob Glazner so far pitched all 7 for Moose Jaw. High for ball 3, 3-1 here on Chris Franks, the Millers' RBIs leader. Sixth in the league in that category is Chris Franks. And he draws a leadoff walk here in the 7th inning. Chris Franks is aboard. And Eduardo Saenz will come to the plate here.
Number 25.
Oh, no, we got a pinch hitter.
Number 43, Neil Cole.
Neil Cole out of Vanier Collegiate in Moose Jaw comes into the game here. Neil Cole. And a massive ovation went up from the crowd here when they announced number 43, Neil Cole, coming into the game. Moose Jaw boy with his club up 16-3, facing the hard-throwing Dayan Gonzalez here for the Giants. Thank you, sir. WCBL debut for Neil Cole here tonight. And I hope that ovation from the crowd came across our FloCollege microphones here. This one fouled off 1-1 on Neil Cole. Swing and a miss from Cole, 1-2. Looks like Garen Plummer is on deck, so no change there. Neil Cole coming in, replacing the DH at number 4 hitter Eduardo Saenz. Gonzalez kicks and delivers, and this swing fouled off on a check swing. Woo! Into the luxury suite, or very close to it. The 1-2 high for ball 2, 2-2 on the affiliated player, Neil Cole out of Vanier Collegiate. Where's number 43? Throws right, bats left. Here's the 2-2 from Gonzalez outside for ball 3 and a full count now. Here in his WCBL debut. And outside for a walk. Back-to-back walks issued by the reliever Dayan Gonzalez since coming into the game here for the Giants.
Number 18,
And Garen Plummer, who's homered tonight, comes to the plate. Homered and doubled. And singled has Garen. 3 for 4 officially. And he is beamed. And the bases are loaded, and the Giants coach, Dylan Cooper, coming out for a mound visit to try and settle down his young reliever as there is action up in the Giants bullpen. We'll be back in a moment. 16-3, the Millers lead here on FloCollege.
Number 8, Gary Swan.
Gary Swan to the plate here for Moose Jaw with the bases loaded and none away in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch is a fastball outside for ball 1 on Gary. 5th at bat for the catcher from Peoria, Arizona. And this fastball outside for a ball 2, 2-0. Did I mention there's already action up in the Giants bullpen here, trailing 16-3 in the 7th. 3-0. Looks like, I think, there will be more subs coming up for the Millers. Keep your eye open for that. A 4-pitch walk issued to Gary Swan. That will force in Chris Franks. 17-3 the Millers lead. And Dayan Gonzalez has faced 4 batters, walked 3 and hit 1. And Jacob Mraz, the left fielder, is due up, but it looks like we got a change on the mound for the Giants. Yes, we'll be right back. 17-3 Millers in the 7th here on FloCollege.
Well, Mr. Burns had done it. The power plant had won it. With Roger Clemens clucking all the while. Mike Scioscia's tragic illness made us smile. While Wade Boggs lay unconscious on the ballroom top. We're talking softball. From Maine to San Diego, talking softball. Mattingly and Canseco and Griffey's protesting slowly.
Braden Schneider comes into the game for the Fort McMurray Giants here in the 7th inning. And the batter for Moose Jaw is the left fielder, number 6, Jacob Mraz. As the onslaught continues here for Moose Jaw, 17-3, they're leading, coming off the heels of an 18-11 win at Brooks in their last game. They're nowhere close to leading, catching Okotoks for the runs scored lead in the league, but they're winning games, scoring a lot of runs, and they're not done here tonight. The lefty, Braden Schneider's first delivery is outside for a ball 1-1-0. He is from Redondo Beach, California, and is the 5th pitcher used tonight by the Giants. Bases loaded here and none out. This one drops in for strike 1, called 1-1. Jacob Mraz at the plate. Michael Rago is on deck. And here is a roller to short. Throw over to second. And there will be no play to first. A run scores. Neil Cole scores in his WCBL debut. Gary Swan is thrown out at second. Jacob Mraz is safe with a fielder's choice. And to third goes Garen Plummer. So the Millers have runners on the corners, 1 out, and Michael Rago comes to the plate here, the third baseman. for his 5th at-bat of the ball game. Rago has scored 3 runs here tonight. And at the plate, he's doubled, singled, grounded out to third, and singled. Takes the first pitch in for strike 1, called 0-1. 18-3 now. The Millers lead in the 7th. One and one the count now on Rago against the lefty Braden Schneider from Redondo Beach. Outside for ball 2, 2-1. This one inside at the waist, 3-1 the count on Rago. Ben Wallachek on deck here. This one fouled back and out of play. Full count now on the third baseman from Bensonville, Illinois. Millers baseball for Bugsy's Irish Pub, the end of the roll flooring center, and Cypress Paving. The 3-2 is outside for ball 4, high and outside, and the base is loaded now for Ben Wallachek.
Number 13, Ben Wallachek.
Oh, 0-1 the count on Ben. The lefty Schneider delivers. Swing and a miss from Ben. 0-2. Thomas Soto on deck as Wallachek stands in, takes his cuts. 0-2 the count. Schneider delivers. This one right up the middle. A roller to second. Shortstop steps on the bag. Throw to first is in time for the double play. 18-3 the Millers lead as they score 2 in the 7th inning. We'll go to the top of the 8th with Sauvé, Bennett, and Dyke due up for the Giants here on FloCollege.
Next home game for the Miller Express tomorrow night. Rematch here against Fort McMurray, 7 o'clock. Leading off for Fort McMurray, number 3, Nick Silver.
Pitching change for the Miller Express out of the CNS Builders bullpen. In comes the reliever number 23, Gio Lugo from Homestead, Florida. And he'll face Nick Sauvé to lead off the 8th. And the first pitch is in for swing and a miss from Sauvé, 0-1. Their designated hitter. Hello to the Lugo family, tuned in from Florida tonight with Gio on the mound. Big cut from Sauvé, swing and a miss, 0-2. He's struck out twice tonight and grounded out to the pitcher. Ball one, the call here on Nick Sauvé. Jacob Glazner worked 7 innings and allowed 3 runs on 8 hits. This one popped up in the air, right center field. Dropping back to make the catch near the track is Chris Franks for 1 away. Nick Sauvé flies out to the center fielder to open the 8th. And the left fielder, Colson Bennett, will come to the plate here. Caden Ransom into the game catching. That was what I was saying. And to be listening for some subs for the Millers here tonight. Caden Ransom from Lincoln, Nebraska, coming into the game behind home plate, catching Gio Lugo here. Curveball from Gio is in for a strike, 0-1. Six strikeouts for Jacob Glazner unofficially tonight. He leaves with his team up 18-3 in the 8th. Fastball from Lugo is down and away. Ball 2, 2-1. So shout out to the Ransom family tuned in from Lincoln, Nebraska. Kip and Angie. I just saw that Caden was wandering around with the catcher's gear on. I'm like, well, he's either catching in the bullpen or coming into the game or both. And here he is in the game in the 8th inning, catching Gio Lugo here, who's come on in relief. Colson Bennett, the left fielder at the plate for the Giants. He fouls this one off, stays alive at 2-2. Gio Lugo's appeared in 5 games this season, has an 11.17 ERA. Curveball swung on in the air to right. Will Edwards tracking over to his right to make the catch for 2 away. Colson Bennett flies out to the right fielder for 2 out here in the 8th inning. And the Giants right fielder, Braden Dyke, will come to the plate here, number 18. From Oakville, Ontario. He plays at the University of Texas Permian Basin. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is up there around the Midland area. Which they officially call West Texas. Swung on, and this is fouled down the third base line. 0-2 the count here on Braden Dyke. Fastball swung on in the air to right. Will Edwards doesn't have to move too far to make the catch and end the inning.
No hits, no left on base. And the Millers will take this game in 8 innings as they will take it 18-3 over Fort McMurray.
And they're taking it in 8. All right, Miller's taking this one 18-3 as the dugout's empty. And the Millers win their 8th in a row. It improved to 26-11. Fort McMurray falls to 9-30 and will do it all again tomorrow in a 7:05 first pitch here. Fort McMurray Giants at these Moose Jaw Miller Express. One more time, your final, the Millers 18, the Giants 3. For Jenna Moore, this is Rod Peterson saying good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow here from Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw.